Hi guys, welcome to another video from Paul here at CCTV Systems UK. Today we're going to talk again about Hik-Vision and their face detection. So before we go into this video, because we're going to be going over some old ground, if you go back and have a quick look in our videos, you will see our face detection setup video. Now it's worth having a quick look at that and then coming back to this video again, so this will make a little bit more sense, because the setting up of the face detection is not the issue. We've realised, because of our full inboxes, that it's the limited distance on the face detection that's become the problem. So Hikvision themselves say that the face detection is good up to about 5 metres. And to be fair, we've only been able to get it to go 6 metres at its maximum on its maximum setting. So this is why we're getting so many emails and messages. Now, we've had an email from a gentleman last week who's got exactly the same problem. He's bought a Hikvision AccuSense DVR online. Unfortunately, he's paid too much for it, and he's put it onto his existing cameras. And we decided to go out and have a look and see if we could resolve this problem, seeing as we'd had so many emails. So he wasn't one of our customers previously, he was unknown to us, but because he was only 10 miles away from one of our branches, we decided to go and have a look. I went out and took one of my engineers, Philip, with me to see if we could solve it. So basically, the gentleman had seen the video that we've just asked you to go back and have a look at with the step-by-step instruction guide. And to be fair, he'd done a pretty good job. It was set the way that, it should be set. It wasn't quite right, but it was there or thereabouts. So at least the video worked. But he still could not get the face detection to work at the top of his driveway. And the reason why I wanted it at the top of the drive was he had two little wrought iron gates that were about 2.5, 3 feet high. And of course, if you want to come into his property, you've got to stop at the gate to open the latch, which gives face detection plenty of time to take snapshots of your face. But the gates themselves were 16.2 metres away from where his camera was mounted on his home. And there's no way. 16.2 metres is basically 3 times, just over 3 times, what Hikvision, the manufacturer themselves, say that face detection will work at. So to my mind, there was only one way to solve this, and it was very inexpensive, which is to put one of these cameras up. This is a standard Hikvision motorised autofocus camera. So it's a standard wide angle camera when it's focused back, which is 2.8 millimeters, roughly 102, 104 degrees. We've previewed the older version to this. The reason why I mention the older version will become apparent when I show you these back boxes. And it will then focus down into 12 millimeters, putting the gateway at 16.2 metres well within its field of vision. So on the property, we took the old wide angle camera down, and there's nothing wrong with wide angled HD cameras, we recommend them, and put this in its place. Made sure this camera was zoomed in to 12 millimeters, its maximum zoom, focused it in onto his gateway, and then tightened the retaining screws up. Then went into the property, turned the sensitivity down onto its medium setting, because clearly the customer was trying to get a wide angle to do 16 metres, which is, well, it's just impossible, it cannot be done. So turned it down to medium, went up to the gates, locked them, and then walked through them, and the face detection went off. We did it half a dozen times, and it got 3 snapshots as per our previous video on the setup, every single time. So it works. And the reason why it works is you are basically fooling the DVR. The AccuSense DVR cannot do more than 5 meters, but of course, when this lens is zoomed in, the DVR cannot tell the difference. It basically works. A good thing about having a camera like this up as well, of course, is that the AccuSense DVRs have the deep learning in that allow one of the channels on your DVR, doesn't matter whether it's a 4, 8 or a 16, to have face detection. Is that because it's got deep learning, you can also zoom a camera in like this, draw a line detection, and of course when people walk over it or vehicles come through it, it will also send a notification through to your mobile phone. Again, look back at our previous videos. The latest line crossing detection video we did with deep learning, of course, on the AccuSense DVR has the human or vehicle detection on it. You can have either, or you can have both on, you know, if you want to see everything that comes through your driveway. But because it's got deep learning in, animals don't set it off. So cats and dogs walking down your driveway or through your gates will not set it off, which is brilliant. So that's how we solve the short range of Hik-Vision face detection, which is only 5 meters. We've had it working on one of these cameras at 16.2. So the reason why I mentioned the old video is this is the new style varifocal zoom camera. Try not to take any notice. Let's get my pointy stick out. Try not to take any notice of this circular aperture here, which is clearly circular. This camera is egg-shaped. And I know it's hard to see in this light and on YouTube videos, but the best way to show you is this is the new box, the new back box, which this camera is on. Obviously that screw unscrews from the back, so your cable can come through the centre, and you can then replace this cable grommet, if it's not coming through there, with that, makes it watertight. And the reason you can tell this is, the way you can tell that this is the new camera mount, and it's a new camera you've got, is it has 3 screws that attaches this to the wall, and then clearly these 3 screw holes here match up with the actual camera. So this is mounted to your wall and the camera goes directly onto here. And you can see that it's egg-shaped. You know, I'll try and bring it a little bit closer. That is egg-shaped. It's not circular. So that is for the new camera. And the reason why I'm making such a big deal of this is this new camera has a better autofocus than its previous model. And more importantly for you, again, this is for your benefit, it's exactly the same cost. So for the same money, you get the new model with the better autofocus for the same money. Now, this is the older back box, which is obviously vastly different to this one, and it's a lot heavier, which I've never noticed really. This is circular. It has a screen on the front of it, unlike this one, and it's got lots of different screw holes in because it's a multi-back box. So there's lots of different cameras that can go onto here, not just dome cameras, but some of the bullet cameras as well. And it's obviously got 4 retaining screws on the outside, which of course this one doesn't have, as you can see, which is better. The camera itself, the old version to this, goes onto this back box and is more of a circular camera. It's not quite circular, but it's close. And if it comes on here and it's not egg-shaped like that, with this, you know you're getting the old stock. So that's why I'm making such a big deal out of this. It's the same cost as a new camera, and it's got a better autofocus. So why would you want the old stock at the same price? Says our survey. So that is how to fix the limited 5 meter range of face detection by putting an autofocus camera up. A zoom camera that can zoom into a gateway, and of course there are bigger versions of this, but of course they are the bullet cameras, what people refer to as the sticky out camera or whatever, or angle cameras. We call them bullets in our industry, and these are domes. So you can even put a bigger bullet camera on, and some of them go down into 60mm or 110mm, which is absolutely amazing. So you can imagine the face detection working at 30, 40, 50 and 60 metres with these. So that is how to fool a DVR so your face detection will work at range. So if you want to subscribe to our videos, please do. You certainly don't have to. There is no coercion here. They're all completely free and they're all done to try and help you guys out. I'll try and get round to some more videos today and tomorrow. But of course, we are a business, you know, we do between half a dozen to 10 systems per day. So it has to be on a weekend when we've got some spare time. Send your messages over and your emails and we'll do as much as we can for you. So that's how to fix the short range of the deep learning face detection on Hik-Vision DVRs. Please have a fantastic weekend and we'll see you again soon. Goodbye now.